morning, you guys, and blessed Litha. It is the start of the Witchathon Litha round. I am actually taking today off. I had yesterday and today, and I had yesterday off for Juneteenth, and I'm taking today off just so I have an extended weekend. So I am going to try to take it easy today, and I'm planning on maybe after Tiara's sprints of doing some reading sprints on my own on YouTube and Twitch, because it's also my affiliate anniversary in 2 days for Twitch, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming on Sunday or not, the actual day of it. So I'm kind of thinking about, since I have the time in the house to myself, of doing some streaming, but we will see. I am currently more than halfway through. I think I have like 25% left in The War of Two Queens by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is our read for the Reading by Candlelight Book Club. This is for, I believe it's for June. So I am in the middle of my reread for that. I don't know what prompts it would actually fit by whenever I complete it. I'm hoping to get this done within the readathon, because I started it, I think last week or the week before, and I've been pretty steady, like, reading it here and there, so we will see. But I am also planning on starting maybe 2 new projects today. A new scrap yarn project, because I finished a scrap yarn sweater just yesterday, and I actually have it hanging to dry, just like over here. Still kind of damp. Once that's dry enough, I want to take project pictures for it and update my Ravelry page and post them online, all that jazz. But I also want to start a new baby project, because if those of you who are new to the channel or haven't seen my announcement on the community page, I am currently just hit around 4 months pregnant with a boy. So I finished a sweater for him a couple of days ago, I believe. I think it might have been Wednesday, or last Wednesday or Thursday, so maybe about a week ago. And I haven't started anything yet for him, so I'm probably going to start another project for him and get that knocked out, hopefully. And I have also been meaning to make this no-sew blanket for the last few months since I got it, since Joann's was first announced of their closing, and I got this no-sew blanket kit with the first go through of their stuff. I have yet to do that yet, so we will see if I actually get to that during this week or not. Hopefully, since I have such a long weekend, I might actually get some stuff done, like crafty stuff done, other than just one sweater, but we will see. But yeah, for my other reading plans, I really don't have an idea of what I want to get up to, just kind of what strikes my fancy and what's on my list of things I would like to get to this month. So we will see what I'm able to get up to, and I will update you guys later. I am going to go and grab my coffee, because I heard that just finish up, so I'm going to go get that. How the lighting is currently, because it's sun's starting to set, but I wanted to update you all. I did finish War of Two Queens with my reread. It's still 4.5. The ending still really gets me with this, but for the prompts for the readathon that it fits, I have that it fits for the color prompts for gold, since the symbol on the back of it is like a dark gold. So I got +2 for energy work from my character for my spreadsheet. And then for the herbs prompts, it fits St. John's wort, mugwort, lemon balm, and yarrow based on the properties of it. So I was able to add those herbs into my inventory for my witch as well. And during the day, I've been also working on my journals and my planner work, so I've did the activity side for 2, which is do some journaling and planning for the season. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to pick up next. Probably Hotel Venadome by Danielle Steele. I believe that's what it's called because that's my next physical read. I'm trying to stick with having like a physical ebook and an audiobook on the go, and my audiobook copy of Three Musketeers isn't back from being on hold yet because I took a little too long with listening to it. So I'm trying not to get myself a little too deep into it so far. I've been just listening to it here and there, but that hasn't came back from Libby yet, so I can't listen to that at the moment. So probably Hotel Venadome. I do have a physical copy of it. It's just in my bookcase right now, so I don't have it out to show you. I am not entirely too sure what prompts that would fit at this moment. Probably the gold or yellow color prompts because the outline of the hotel or building is in a yellow/gold, so that would be one for that. But yeah. I am going to continue working on my planner for a little bit longer and then move back into the living room to do... I did start a new scrap yarn project, just trying out a scrunchie pattern that I'll probably put up in the shop once I'm done with it, once I figure it out. But I literally only like cast on for it and made 1 row in it, so... it's just plain stockinette for the most part for the knitting, so that'll be good to like read. But I still haven't picked out a new baby pattern yet, so I'll probably do that. Well, maybe watching some TV. I haven't quite decided yet. But I will let you know whenever I start the book, and you'll probably see some B-roll of whenever I get up to in the time being. Afternoon on Saturday, and I had started Hotel Venadome last night, just to go a couple of pages in before bed, and I was wrong about the cover. There is gold on the cover, but it's not the actual hotel itself. But so I got to at least about 64 pages in this today, and I think I'm going to call it and DNF it. Because I'm just not vibing with the book. It is more like just following this father and daughter as the father is the owner of the hotel and she grows up in the hotel. And just based on the synopsis, it just follows their life as she grows older and gets of age to, I guess, take over the hotel after a while. It's giving that, like, whatever that movie was, Eloise, that about a girl who lives in a hotel, like kind of old, like a 90s movie. It has that vibe to it with a little bit more adult topics in, because it talks about the dad having like some affairs and being cheated on by his wife and stuff at the beginning. But it's a whole lot of telling and not showing of what's going on in the book. And the tone of this book is reading like a middle grade. And I'm not enjoying it. If I wanted to read a middle grade, I would have picked up an actual middle grade. And I've read middle grade books that are written better than this. That didn't. It has more of a tone of someone who is like kind of going through what they did throughout the day. Or if they're writing in a diary of like, it's not one long run-on sentence because of course there's better grammar than that in here, but it just reads like if you're reading someone's diary who is just explaining a situation or trying to get their thoughts out on paper in a certain way. It's just really, to me, kind of convoluted. So I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna put this up on Pango if someone else is interested in a hotel story. Usually I like this type of like family type of drama type of books, or that follow a generational type stuff, but this is just a little too boring for me. I was gonna call it at page 25, but a little bit more like stuff happened in regards to like her going to see, but even after a while that was getting kind of boring. So I am going to still count it for the readathon, as I did read at least like 64 pages, and I'm counting those pages. Any readathon that I'm doing, I'm having my own rules. Like, even if I DNF a book, I'm counting it because I did put in the time to read those pages, even if I didn't vibe with the book and decided to end it. So this would have fit for the prompt for gold. I'm going to still give myself the 2 points for energy work, since I had to use my energy of just getting through those pages. Gonna go ahead and take pictures of this and list it on Pango so I can get it out of my house eventually. And now I was thinking about starting a new book, but I kind of just want to either like watch a TV show or pop on a movie and knit for a bit, as it is now like 7 o'clock. So I did catch a bit of watching the live-action Scooby-Doo movie in Allie's, with Allie's Discord, because there was a movie day today. I caught a good half of the movie before I had to do the live show with Katie and Alicia for Deep End. But when I was watching them, I ended up making like 4 bookmarks with these bookmark hangers that I got from Hobby Lobby a couple weeks ago. So I made those, and it listed 2 of them for sale on my Ko-fi website. So I will have my Pango and Ko-fi shop linked in the description down below if you're interested in it. It would greatly help me clear out some of the things that I need to get out of my house, and help me put away some savings before baby gets here. So, because he's going to take up a lot of time and a lot of money. So I am going to hop off, work on one of my projects, and probably relax for the rest of the night. Good morning, you guys. I wanted to do a quick update. It's now 10:30 in the morning. I've been up for about like an hour and a half, just kind of like scrolling on my phone, and just pulled up Kim's reading sprint. She's doing some Sunday sprints for a readathon that she's a co-host of. But actually, I had gotten a short clip of this yesterday, but I had read I Hate Fairyland, the free comic book day issue that I got from one of my local comic book stores. I honestly am trying to think now. I don't know if it fit any prompts for the Litha round, but I did add it to my my spreadsheet for the Creative Witch one, so that helped at least a little bit. Gave that about 3 stars. It was my intro into the I Hate Fairyland series. It kind of gave you like a recap of what went on in the series. I hear Allie talk about this all the time, about like being one of the graphic novels series that she enjoys. So when I saw it as an option for like free comic book day, I snagged it just to try it out. But you know, that was before I even tried to attempt to read Hotel Benedum. But anytime I like kind of start or finish a new book, I'm trying to squeeze in a comic book, because I'm also running behind my comic books. But I am going to read Nick's number 9 by, I'm not sure who the author of this is, Christos Gage. I picked up this issue from the mini comic con that was hosted at my town's fairgrounds, and it was in February, like February or March is when it happened. I got a bunch of comics there. I have a stack that I need to go through. I got this for like $3 from there, so I'm going to read this really quick. Also need to check on Jordan to see if he's going to be getting up soon, because I think he didn't have the greatest night's sleep, so I'm letting him kind of sleep in a bit. But I probably should go and check on him first before I sink into this. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick update. My plan after reading next is to start I Am Madam X. If you have been a long viewer of my channel and you've seen any of my past tarot TBR books videos that I used when I used to do it, this was one that's been on my TBR for years. It's a copy that I got from my hometown's library during their book sale. It's an ARC, actually. So this is not the official cover, but I believe the official cover has this on the back. It's supposed to be like a historical fiction. It's about, I guess it goes into detail about the woman in this painting, this famous painting. That's all I really know about it, because I haven't really read the synopsis since I picked it up. So it's been on my multiple list of needing to get to, just to see if I would even enjoy it and try to clear off some of my physical books off my shelves. But yeah, let me go poke the bear, see if he's doing okay, and then get to reading. Gotta clean those beans. Do you have anything other than cleaning your beans smell good to contribute? Now you're just ignoring me. Good morning, you guys. It is now Monday. I just sat down after having some cantaloupe for breakfast with my coffee, and it's gonna I may try to read a little bit, or I actually may work in my planner or my bullet journal that I have until I have to leave. I haven't decided if I want to turn on YouTube or a podcast just yet, because I have been listening to more podcasts in the morning than I have putting on YouTube, since I tend to watch YouTube while I'm at work, listening to it as background noise, so I might just put on a podcast. But I really didn't get very far in I Am Madam X yesterday. I just read until like the first chapter break, which is like just a couple of pages, and then just spent most of my time knitting. I did finish a scrunchie. I don't have it out. I actually put it away last night, but you'll probably see it in the thumbnail picture for this video. I had just used some scrap yarn for that. I finished it up last night while we were watching, we watched Monsters, Inc. and then an episode of Kim Possible on Disney Plus, because I was really in the mood to like have a movie night with Jordan, so we did that. But I got a good chunk of knitting done yesterday, which I'm pretty pleased with. Today, my plans for today is I do have to work. I may make a trip to the library, because I do have my library book to take back, but honestly, I may just wait until maybe tomorrow or later in the week, because I really don't feel like going out and about that much today. And I'm also even kind of like debating whether or not if I want to go to knit night, because I woke up feeling kind of I don't know, like not quite like I'm getting sick, but almost feels like my standard, like my allergies are messing with me, but a little bit more, and it kind of feels like my ears are starting to plug up a little bit. So I'm not feeling 100%. I don't know if it's just because it's the first time I'm actually waking up at like 6 in the morning instead of like 7 or 8 in the last 4 days, but it shouldn't be that much of a difference, because I still go to bed relatively around the same time, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I may or may not go to knit night. I have my knitting with me just in case I do, but yeah, for the rest of the time I tend to kind of just take it easy, and probably will get some reading done in Queen Takes Rose by Katie Robert. I'm slowly making my way through Katie Roberts' backlist. in her series. So that's the one that I'm currently reading on as an ebook. And then I may read a little bit more in I Am Madam X when I get home. Other than that, I don't have much planned. I will check in with you guys throughout the day. Hopefully I'll remember to take some B-roll while I'm out and about and all that jazz. But until I check in with you guys later. Kind of have you balance precariously. But happy Tuesday. I just wanted to do a quick update. I got bit read in Madam X. I Am Madam X yesterday. I got to chapter 2, page 27. So far, I can't remember if I mentioned this whenever I was reading Hotel Venadome, that usually if I am unsure about a book and I'm not feeling it, I usually give it like every 25 pages. If the first 25 pages doesn't hook me and like I just completely turn off, then I will put it down. But most of the time I try to wait until at least I'm 50 pages in. So once I got to the 25 page mark, I definitely found myself more interested in it now, because at the beginning, the intro or forward to it, it is like a letter from a gentleman who knows this woman who was the subject of the painting. And this is all historical fiction. It's not actual. But it has his story of about like how he met her, what his job is as like working for I think it's for the Met. Yeah, the Met. And how he goes to visit her to try to like see if he could get the painting from her, or like have her convince the artist to like give the painting to the Met, kind of thing. And then before she dies, she writes a memoir of her life and gives it to her, gives it to the gentleman. And it goes back to the Civil War era. And it's been a while since I read anything that had to do with the Civil War. I think really the last kind of book that was based in that time frame that I read was Lincoln in the Bardo, which I really enjoyed that. It was a really interesting setup to it. But this is set in, it starts as when she's, I think about 12, I think, in Louisiana. And of course, with it being in the Civil War and in Louisiana, and with some of the topics going on, it has to do with a lot of slavery and the treatment of Black Americans or Black people at that time. So it's not the greatest. And there's also a scene where one of the characters tries to commit suicide. So it deals with a lot of heavy topics right at the get-go. So if that's not something you are interested in or can handle at this time, I don't suggest picking it up. But just from what I am able to see, it talks about how she pretty much immigrates from Louisiana to France with her mother at a young age, and it just to escape the war at the time. So it just kind of goes over that. Yeah, I think they're just about to get on the boat to try to flee to France at this point in time. I find the descriptions in the book to be really well done. It's definitely painting the picture for me. Unlike with Hotel Venadome, it was just telling me how everything is, not showing me, if that makes sense. The descriptions are actually painting the picture for me instead of just be like, oh, we're here in this location. So I'm enjoying it. I do have, I don't know what it is about historical fiction, but I do really enjoy historical fictions a lot of the time. Honestly, I think I started reading them at a pretty young age with the Dear America books as a child. So I think that's where I get my love of historical fiction from. but I am enjoying that, and I'm glad because I didn't need 2 DNFs in a row. And at midnight last night, I got the first sleeve done on a cardigan that I've been working on for months now. I have the front pieces and the back all done. Started the second sleeve when I was there, but I am finally getting closer to the end of the road with that cardigan. It's been my kind of look around everywhere type of project, even though it mostly only got work done during the midnight, so I shouldn't be surprised. But I've been doing a lot of work on it over the weekend, so I was able to finish up the sleeve yesterday, so I'm happy. With it being Tuesday, I do need to go to the library. My book is due back in the next few days, so I am going to do that. I'm also dropping off a couple of books for donation, ones that haven't sold on Pango. One that hasn't sold yet on Pango that's been up there for about a year and a half. The other one, I only did recently list it, but I honestly don't see it being sold, so I removed that, and a couple other ones that I haven't listed that I'm not even going to bother because I doubt that anybody's going to be interested in it, so I'm just going to take those to donate to the library. And then it's just another work day for me. It was pretty slow yesterday because I was surprised that one of my coworkers was able to move my two files I had on Friday. So I came in with nothing really to do yesterday until the afternoon after my lunch. So I have the new file to work on, so I'll be doing things here and there for that. Afternoon wise, I do not have anything planned. My friend Dylan is doing Dead by Daylight night on his Twitch channel. If you're interested, his channel is Chillin' with Dylan. I'll try to remember to link him in the description box below, along with my other friends, with Allie, their socials down below as well. I used to play Dead by Daylight a lot with him and with Allie, but our group has kind of grown a bit when it comes to DVD, so I haven't played in quite a few months, and honestly kind of felt out of it a little bit. I haven't really been playing much console games lately. Mostly been playing on my PC, like Baldur's Gate and The Sims, mostly. But I do need to get back into playing Animal Crossing, because I haven't touched that in a hot minute, in about a month, possibly. But I don't know, it's possible I probably will try to get some more reading done. I want to at least get another chapter in. My goal, I always try to get myself to shoot for 50 pages a day, but that doesn't always happen. Excuse me. Also, I forgot to mention, I did read a couple of chapters in Queen Takes Rose by Katie Robert yesterday, while I was at the end of the workday and kind of caught up with everything I needed to do. Goes my get ready alarm. But yeah, I think I'm about 40% into Queen Takes Rose. I believe it's the last of the Wicked Villain series, if I'm remembering correctly. I think she may be working on one more, or I know there's a spin-off book for that series, but I think this, the core series for Wicked Villains, I believe this one is the last one. I kind of made it my, a challenge for myself to read at least one Katie Roberts book a month. And just to kind of work through her backlog for some reason. I'm not too sure why I chose specifically her, but I've just been working through her books. And mostly this series for, this year, so. I'm enjoying it pretty well so far. It's definitely spicy. I'm enjoying the different takes that they have, and I'll probably, if I can get my hands on the spin-offs book, I'll probably read that and then go to the I think it's, what is it, Olympus books? The ones about the different gods. I did read one novella from that series about Medusa and Calypso. I think that one is what it was. But other than that, I haven't read anything in that series. It's either a toss-up between that one or this Bean Valley one, since they link to the Wicked Villain series. So I kind of been toying with where I wanted to start with that series, or like with the other worlds, to kind of get more background. But we will see. I am gonna go ahead and get dressed, drink more of my coffee, pop on a podcast while I do said things, and get ready for the day, even though I'm feeling a little... The last couple of mornings I've been feeling kind of rough when I start for the day. I don't know if it's because I have a cat in my face and my allergies are flaring. I'm not sure. Speaking of cats, they're all roaming around right now. I'm going to stop babbling at you guys and talk to you later. Happy Wednesday, all. I didn't really update at all yesterday. You may have just seen some B-roll of me working on one of my scrap yarn blankets. Actually, the only scrap yarn blanket that I have going on right now. I put this down for a good while because I ran out of, like, not fingering weight, like, my heavier weight yarns. And since I finished a scrunchie with this lighter weight yarn, I'm holding it double. I'm using it on, like, from either end to add it to this blanket. It's been a few months since this had gotten any attention, and it comes just under my bust. This is supposed to be a gift too, so whoever is getting it may end up having to wait a little bit longer for it, because I don't think I'm going to get it done by, like, Christmas time, and I'm really not going to be worried too much about it. But I didn't really get too much reading done. I did get to 60% in Queen Takes Rose, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, 60% in Queen Takes Rose yesterday when I was reading at work during Kim's Whimsical Narratives reading sprints on Tuesday morning. So I got some reading done on that, and I only got a couple of pages read in I Am Madam X before Jordan made some dinner. Let's see, I'm on page 40 now. Yeah, 40. Which is like in chapter 2. I think it maybe got like 5 or 6 pages read. I'm honestly not going to worry about it too much right now. But then Jordan made dinner, and we ended up watching a couple of episodes of Bones, and ended up triggering a sobbing fit for me yesterday, because for those of you who don't know, I lost my closest grandfather, like 12 years ago now. Still hurts every day, and he our baby's middle name is like going to be my grandfather's name. So, and he was in the military, so there was a scene in Bones at the end of one episode where they were laying to rest a veteran that they identified, and just as soon as the scene started and I saw the scene, like saw the coffin with the American flag on it, and watching them go through the process of folding the flag, it hits different when you experience it firsthand. So I was having flashbacks of that. It also didn't help that I had brought up the time then my grandfather had passed away earlier in the day to a coworker who is suffering the loss of her mother right now. So just it brought up all those emotions, and still kind of like weepy about it, so it triggered a sobbing fit, because it just, during times like this, or like milestones like this of having a baby, that I really miss him. So, and I'm trying not to get emotional now about it, but yeah, I I went from like different sides of the spectrum with when yay hormones, but I went from sobbing because of that episode to being pretty decent, and then when me and Jordan went to bed and we watched an episode of anime, the anime that we were watching is Rin Daughters of Minsoya. I can't remember. I think it's my second rewatch of it, and I just made an offhanded comment instead of saying birds when, like, it seemed like the theme of the episode had to do with some form of birds. I said burb, and it threw Jordan off, and it threw me into a, like, laughing fit. So, yeah, it was just two different sides of the spectrum of emotions yesterday that, like, it was the first time I've really had that extreme emotions during, like, this pregnancy so far. It's been interesting. But, yeah, so I didn't really get a whole lot of reading done because of just trying to just relax. And it also doesn't help that, too, I had a therapy appointment. So I was kind of going through some frustrations that I've had, like, the past month that came up that were kind of nagging at me that I was talking through with my therapist, too. So that is probably the cause of, like, bringing up all the emotions, yesterday, and like none super bad. It's just more talking out like annoyed emotions. But yeah, it was just an interesting time yesterday. But I did go to the library as well. I dropped off my returned The War of Two Queens, and I also donated a couple of books that I just needed to get out of my house. I picked up The God of the Woods by Liz Moore as well. I've had it on my past TBR and had put it on like June's TBR. Don't probably end up starting it after I read I Am Madam X. But yeah, I know I doubt that I'll get to it during this vlog, but it's one that I've heard a bit about and would like to get to, so we'll see. And I'm also trying to get back into the swing of doing readathons. Really, I've only had energy to want to do my own readathons lately. So we'll see how next month is going. I'm going to try to do the Comic-Con readathon and Summerween, and I believe if she announces it, maybe Scallywagathon. So I'm trying to get back into stuff, but I'm also feeling like I'm in a bit of a rut with my hobbies. So we'll see how active my channel is when it comes to video-wise. If you guys have any suggestions for any like sit-down videos you would like to see from me, let me know, because when it comes to sit-down videos, I have no idea like what to talk about. So if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to like hash out some time where I can actually sit down and record those. But my alarm went off for me to head to work, so I need to go ahead and leave. So I will talk to you guys later.
Something keeps on holding me back now. Something keeps on dragging me down. I'm screaming, but you can't hear a sound, and I'm not being honest. Let's get back to
Happy Thursday, all. We're on the second to last day of the readathon. I am off today because I have my first prenatal appointment here soon, so I'll be getting ready to go to that shortly. Just wanted to do a quick update. I read some in I Am Madam X. I'm trying to get it so I can actually tell you where I am at. I am on chapter 4, page 71. Got a decent amount done in it. We are now in the main character's point of view. I think she says that she's like 12 at this time. It's kind of confusing because when she was talking about her time at a Catholic, an all-girls Catholic boarding school, the way that she was describing the time passing, it kind of, for some reason, for me, made me think that more time was passing than it actually was. So I was assuming that she would be like 16 or 17 by this time, but when they ended up going back to America, she mentioned in one part with the death of her sister that she was 12 at that time, and her sister was 5 when she had passed away from typhoid. I believe that's what she was diagnosed with. But yeah, I'm more intrigued in this storyline. There's still parts of it I'm kind of confused by the way that, like I mentioned, like the timeline is described, but this is also an ARC copy, so it could be just the way that the formatting is, with it being not a complete copy. So I definitely noticed some like typos in it that wouldn't normally be in like the final edit. So it could just be me. But yeah, I also trying to think. Got a little bit knitted down my scrap yarn blanket. I also come to plot twist yesterday. Going back to Tuesday night, Jordan had mentioned that he had a theory that one of our chickens may be a rooster, even though they look like the other hen, only with like a brighter comb, and they tend to be, are the more aggressive out of the two, and we just thought that they were the more dominant of the two. But the other hen, or the hen that we have, has been more broody lately. Like, she's been spending a lot of time in the box instead of out in the run with like the other ones. So Jordan had a theory that, thinking that the dominant one is a rooster. And he just happened to mention that like out of the blue the night before, having lunch with 2 of my coworkers yesterday, and I gave one coworker a 18 count of eggs. With one of the eggs that she went to crack to make scrambled eggs, there was a baby chick inside. Of course, not a live baby chick at that point in time, because they had been sitting on our counter for a good bit. But she mentioned that it's like, this one seems kind of heavier than the other ones, and then she cracked it, and lo and behold, there's that. So that confirmed Jordan's theory that we have a rooster. I did some research last night. There is a chance that the chicken could be a intersex chicken, having both reproductive organs, so it's possible that we have one of those. Sorry, that was Jordan trying to see if I actually left for the appointment yet, but yeah. So lo and behold, we may have a rooster, or we may have an intersex chicken. So there's like 3 different, from my Googling and based off of Google AI, like the AI overview, there are like 3 different types of like hermaphroditism and intersex in chickens. So it's not super common, but it can happen with chickens. So we're going to start checking the eggs to see if they have been fertilized, which you can do that with the candling method, which is just having a light like shine through the eggshell to see if you can see any noticeable red veins, or if there's like darkening in the center that you can see like an embryo starting. So we're going to have to start doing that now. And if we do see any that have been fertilized, we're going to leave them in the box with the hen so she can be her broody self and see if we can get some chicks. So it's a interesting timing how this is going on while I am pregnant. Our chickens are trying to have babies too. So it's a very interesting time in our household. So, but yes. I need to get up and take a Tylenol, because the headache that I woke up with, or kind of woke up with, is starting to like kind of hang around a little bit more. It's more of like a dull, like pressure headache. I don't know if it was from the storms last night, because I kind of had a headache when I went to bed last night. But yeah, look at that girl. Look at that face. Oh, the mocha baby. Get to pet the baby. Yeah. He's a good girl. But yeah. So I'm gonna go take a Tylenol and start kind of moseying off to my doctor's appointment, because I do have to update paperwork when I get there too. So they want me to be there about 20 to 30 minutes early, which it doesn't really take me that long to update paperwork, but we will see. But I'm excited to see the boy after like I'm over a month and a half since my last ultrasound appointment with my fertility clinic. So I will stop yapping at you guys and start getting ready.
Oh yeah, you make me feel something special, like something I've never felt before. Now I'm not the type to need somebody else, but I want you here.
Happy Friday all, and happy last day of the readathon. Yesterday, I don't think I really did very many clips, but the doctor's appointment went well. We got to see the boy. He is measuring at 18 weeks, but we have an official due date of December 4th now. So I'm like 17 weeks and like 17 weeks in a day or something along. The doctor thinks like that I'm gonna be a little bit farther out than I originally planned, but just by a couple of days, so it's not too bad. Ended up having to get a pap smear done, since it's been a while since I had done my last one. So ladies or people with those organs, get your exams done, because it's important. But afterwards, Jordan and I went to Pizza Hut for lunch, because I had been craving Pizza Hut for like on and off for the last week. Specifically their breadsticks. I've been wanting their breadsticks, so I got that, and then I went baby clothes shopping right after and got some cute things. I put them up already, so I don't have them to show, but there's one particular shirt that I got that is, I think it's a button up, if I'm remembering correctly, but all I can remember is that the print has VW bugs on it, so I immediately had to grab that since I have a bug. So I'm happy that I was able to find that, and I got like, I want to say like 8 pieces for like $14, because their clearance was like 70% off, and majority of the stuff except for like 2 pieces that I got were on clearance. So I am pretty pleased with that. And then throughout the rest of the afternoon, I took a nap when I got home, because I still had the lingering like pressure headache or sinus headache kind of hanging around. So I took a nap and finished working on my loom knitted wrist warmers, which I'm going to list on my Ko-fi shop for sale. And I end up having quite a bit more yarn left over from this, so I don't know if I'm going to try to make me a pair of socks, or if I'm just going to make more baby stuff. Who knows? I just stuck it over there for right now. But, and then ended up going to bed around like 9:30 after reading a chapter in I Am Madam X. I am now on chapter 5, page 93. I'm not gonna finish this today in time to complete it. I actually have a finished book for the readathon, but I'm still counting it towards a book that I've read for the readathon. So if you ended up starting a book for the readathon and didn't complete it, you can still add it to your Creative Witch spreadsheet. That's what I do anyways. I'm not that strict when it comes to the readathon. As long as you're having fun with it, that's all that matters. But yeah. And also found out that our friends and our goddaughters are going to be in town this weekend, so I get to see them. It's been a good while since we saw them in person, so I'm excited to see my girls. So I am happy. But today is an office day, so I'm going to go to work, try to get my stuff done. Hopefully things aren't too chaotic after me being out for a day. I'm pretty confident that the person who's watching my files, I think he'll be fine with it. He tends to move things pretty quickly as well, but I'm hoping to only have a few things left to do for a couple of my files, but I'm also hoping that it's not a super slow week, slow day for me, because then the days kind of drag. But we will see what happens. Other than hopefully seeing the girls and Jeffrey and Katie this afternoon, don't really have much planned for the rest of the day other than work. I will check in with you guys either later tonight or most likely tomorrow morning to wrap up this vlog, and to see where I am at overall for the prompts for the readathon. But I will talk to you guys later.
By my side, can you give me what I need? 'Cause I'm not sure if I can bleed no more out here on the dance floor. I'm obsessed with the way that you move. Now I got something to prove.
Okay, the readathon is officially over, and I wanted to go over the prompts really quick and see what I had finished for the readathon. I didn't read a diverse book or spend any time out in the sun, so I didn't get prompt 1 finished. Prompt 2, do some journaling, planning for the season, or read a nonfiction to inspire you. I did do some journaling and planner work, so I managed to get that completed. For 3, any yellow, gold, or green books. I finished War of Two Queens, which has some gold on the cover. Got +2 for energy work with that. Also read the Free Comic Book Day issue of I Hate Fairyland for the yellow prompt. Also getting +2 energy work for that. For 4, with the different herbs prompts, War of Two Queens fit for St. John's wort, mugwort, lemon balm, and yarrow. And I didn't get the 5th prompt for Amaterasu, the read a book with the sun on the cover prompt. But I did read some in Queen Takes Rose. I'm sure that will fit some of the herb prompts, but I don't have them written down, and I only just finished it today, like the day after the readathon. But I did read it a bit during the readathon, so I'll end up adding it to my Creative Witch spreadsheet later. And I got to, let's see, Chapter 6, and I am Madam X. This would kind of fit for the yellow gold prompt because the author's name is in that color, and then the back of it's got some gold. But overall, it was a pretty nice and chill week for a readathon. I am happy with what all I got done during the week, so I can't complain. Next round we have coming up would be for the Llamas round, but that won't be until August, the 1st of August. So we have a good ways to go. Keep your eyes peeled for the announcement video, which will probably come, I'm hoping to shoot for mid-July or end of July. I still need to do some planning for the prompts for that and get that video taken care of, but still keep your eyes peeled for that announcement when it does arrive. And yeah, thank you for hanging out with me for the week of the readathon. Hope you all also got a lot of reading done, and until next time, bye guys.
I got something to prove. I got something to prove.